When it comes to YouTube, what would you consider reputation, and why is reputation an important part of success in a YouTube career? Now, I've mentioned other YouTubers and I've mentioned their success and what makes a YouTuber successful, but what if I did the opposite? What if I went below zero, did a coin flip where I now review the opposite end? What happens when you mess up so bad to where people don't like you at all, you actually lose your traction and everything goes to shit? I mean, pretty obvious reasons. Let's start off with a few examples of what can cause a YouTuber to completely have their channel kick the bucket. The ones that I wanted to review today were 3 channels. I watched 2 of them. One of them I didn't actually watch, so I'm going to admit I had to do a bit of research on this one channel, all having a theme of what caused their downfall. But Dream was very popular. I mean, in fact, he, surprise, surprise, you already knew this, but he was the largest channel for Minecraft. He had a lot of allegations against him for multiple things. I mean, the list is so long. He was a genuinely enjoyable person to watch. His sense of humor, which was questionable, the way he was able to capture his audience through his interesting speed runs were, I think, also what made him popular, because he was the one that popularized the speed run, of course. And that's a thing of the past now. Of course, the things that happened with him and that he cheated with his videos, yada yada yada. But basically, so while recording this video, no, rather editing this video, I did some more research about Dream because it was honestly confusing to me. Because it had been so long since I had really watched him, it's quite a few years ago, in 2021. So looking back at it, it's extremely complicated. Like, it's so unclear about the things that he did and didn't do, and it's still not clear what the hell is going on. And I think people are pretty tired of that, and I can't really blame people. His fans don't want to deal with that. Everyone's seeing this whole situation. I'd say the majority doesn't want to deal with it. So I just thought I'd put that out there, because looking back at it, it's like, ooh. I guess it's innocent until proven guilty, but he's still gotten himself into icky, shady shit. That's my point. And whether he means it or not, he's rubbed people definitely the wrong way. If you're a dick to your fans and you pretty much lie to your fans, I mean, okay, the thing I like to call it is the bullshit detector. I mean, if you lie to your fans or tell your fans, I think when you give people that bullshit detector reading, people will be able to tell. I mean, video or not video, people can tell if you're lying. People can tell if you are responsible emotionally, and people don't want to be around somebody, for example, who isn't honest with people. And in fact, a part of human evolution, we trust honest people more because honest people are more beneficial to our survival in the literal sense of they're more trusting, they're able to provide for us more because we have expectations of them that we can meet, and so we can expect certain things out of those individual people, and that makes them more likable. That makes us feel more safe around them. When people lie to us, we can't ever trust them. That instinct spills into the digital realm as well. We're kind of like this weird point in between monkey and more than monkey, to where we are reasonably intelligent, and the fact that you're watching this on a computer shows that we are able to make incredible things, but at the same time we still have that emotional side of us that sometimes can trigger certain responses and ways of doing things, and sometimes we let our impulses get to the best of us. The fact that he also made that face reveal, which was probably one of the most controversial things he did, I'm honestly one of those people that think that that wasn't the issue. I know that Sunny V2 made a video on that saying that was the issue, but I would rather say that the issue was that he stopped putting in effort afterwards in his videos. I mean, he used it as a calling card because his channel was already dying, not putting in the same effort he did before. Anyways, I did mention earlier in the title, respecting your fans is one of the best things a content creator can do. Your fans are ultimately the ones that will give you the success. I mean, think about like a politician or a candidate and a politician. It's the people that choose. In theory, it's the people that have the power over the elites. It's the masses. You know, they hold the standard of morality. Maybe not morality, but what's acceptable. And the internet, I think, is one of the biggest places for that. But it disciplines those that make excuses, those that guilt trip people, which I would like to now get into Boogie2998, who pretty much did exactly that. He guilt tripped his fans into giving him money, and he was spending all of his money on shit like arcade machines, which he definitely didn't need. But I think it was a way to flex his wealth. Okay, I think flexing your wealth is a double-edged sword. Other YouTubers like Jeffree Star obviously does it. Mr. Beast. When you're flexing your wealth, I think like Boogie2998, whether or not he was giving people the wrong message, but he was waiving his privilege, and that's gonna really piss people off. And it wasn't only that, but he was asking people for donations. He was saying, hey, hit me up on Patreon, like just shit like that. But yeah, this video's not scripted, as I've said in the past. I used to watch Boogie2998 a while back, and he had interesting videos about his past. For example, he had a series where he talked about obesity and how being obese was a issue for him and issue for a lot of people, and the struggle of being obese. I mean, I can't relate to that, but it seems something that if I was that thing, that I would have consequences because of that. So I think people naturally felt sympathy for him in those videos. But then it got to a point where the shame aspect became his persona, where all of his videos were just about how his life sucks and how everything in his life isn't going good. And people don't want to watch that. People want positivity sprinkled in there, even if it is a relatively negative topic. I mean, people don't want a pity party. And also, you know, him saying the N-word and, you know, telling people to kill themselves. Like, come on, man. You're really gonna be a douchebag and you're gonna make it obvious. Okay, to be fair, PewDiePie did say the N-word. You know how, like, some YouTubers, they still say things that are pretty messed up, but people can forgive them and they move on. People still liked PewDiePie. I don't know if that was because of his influence. I mean, people were mad at him, but people still liked him. And I think because it weighed out of him as a person. In other aspects, PewDiePie didn't seem to be a horrible person. But it seems there are certain aspects and traits of people where you can just start to detect after a certain amount of time that their true colors really show. For example, with Boogie2998, I mean, when more and more evidence amounts, be skeptical either way when people say things, because that's what I'm trying to get at here. And okay, Miniladd was the only YouTuber I didn't watch out of these, although I did have a friend who did watch Miniladd, and I asked him for his opinion why he didn't like Miniladd anymore. It was because it was for similar reasons to Boogie2998. He wasn't being honest. He was some bad things he did that I'm not going to mention here, and how I think he had envy or jealousy that had gotten in the way, and that was just affecting his ability to function. I mean, it was getting so much to his head that it was not only hurting himself, but it was hurting his base. People will lose respect for that. If you're just an angry person and you keep projecting that on YouTube or using mental health as an excuse to do or act a certain way towards people, it just makes you look immature, especially what he did to the Vanoss crew and what he did to the other members, which I did watch a lot of videos about that. It's a very irresponsible thing to do as a person. A more mature person would not do those things and would either move on from it if it couldn't be solved, or would just take it and talk it out with a therapist or talk to it with someone close. But it's not something that you necessarily need everyone to know, although I guess that can be hard with being a YouTuber. But basically, to wrap things up, there are ways in which reputation is incredibly vital to the success of a YouTube channel. I mean, once people see you a certain way, it can change, but you have to be careful. I think once the higher you climb on that ladder, the higher you climb into the reins of influence on YouTube, the harder you fall. It's an important thing to remember too, that not everything is what they seem, and not be a dick to people. Although I am a person who believes there are second chances, and with certain YouTubers, second chances are absolutely possible, and some people are willing to change because they feel sympathy, or some people want to do better, and I respect those people. We make varying levels of mistakes in life, but I think the way you handle it, if you handle it irresponsibly, that's on you. Anyways, I just like to get that out there, a positive message for the end of this video. Being a YouTuber doesn't necessarily you don't have to be riddled in drama. And in fact, I did enjoy making this video and didn't, because I basically want on my channel to focus on positivity. Even if it is a negative subject, the contents of this video, it's still something you should always remember. It's okay to make mistakes in life. It's okay to, you're gonna say something offensive or politically, you're gonna say something that people don't like, and it's okay. It's just the way you handle it, and it depends on the mistake that you made. But if you are willing to redeem yourself and you do want to genuinely do better, then I have your respect. And I think I'm not the only person that would say that. I think other people would as well. Anyways, as fun as YouTube can be, it can be a hellhole as well. So don't fall into it. And that would be just about it for this video. I'd like to wrap things up, but thank you for everyone watching. I have a Discord server. Go check it out. And I do enjoy making these kind of videos because I love editing my videos. It's just a good feeling to feel with this. So other than that, eat your green vegetables and stay tuned for future videos. I'll see you all later. See ya.